felt like I truly never had a real contract. You know, I mean, I never had a golf contract with a club company. I had Al Glick and
Hello
Jackson
and welcome. My name is John, and we have the second round of the tournament just about to kick off. Let's get down there on the tee.
Playing and trying to compete, and I felt like when I got to that point of winning more money than anybody, I had got to where I wanted to be.
Well, and at that point, having won more than anybody else in the game, you broke the $1 million barrier, and that was 1990. 90, you won 5 tournaments. 91 is when you won more than anybody else in golf. Won another 5 tournaments.
Ooh, no good.
And in 90,
you are in the rough, and just so you know,
money
you are deep down.
And almost double the amount of money that you won on the PGA Tour in your entire tour career.
That's
what was the feeling at that point?
That's right, and you know, I still think back on the other than Puerto Rico when I won there and won $250,000, the most money that I got for any. And it wasn't even a win. I finished 4th at Tampa. I'm guessing it was in the 95, 6, 7 range, somewhere that I made more money finishing 4th than I did winning any tournament I won, of which
Good stuff.
I won 18 tournaments
for the bird
officially, and I won more money finishing 4th than I did winning golf tournaments, and unless you account tournaments that I won at the end of the year in Puerto Rico.
Sure. That's a head-scratcher, but the tournament that you did win at the end of the year in 91 in Puerto Rico, you did it with a pretty good manner. Tell us about how you won that one.
Well, I really enjoyed Puerto Rico. I liked the golf course. The first time I played there, I played with Patty Rizzo, and we won there. We beat Gene Littler.
Way to start out with the par. Good stuff. And 2 over for the tournament.
That was the kind of golf course I could really play because I
here we
could drive
go.
those fairways, and I could putt the greens, and I had a lot of satisfaction playing there. I thought that it was a great golf course for me, and I loved going back there and play, and I think I won there 3 times, and like Chichi said, you had the eye of the tiger there, and that's I really enjoyed that. I was sad to see that not be anymore, but that's the way it is. Come and go.
4 birdies in your final 6 holes for that victory there, and again becoming the only player in golf in any tour to win 7 figures in a year, just shy of $1.1 million. And as you look back on those days, what you were able to do with that money now, putting it into your golf course, which is Hills Heart of the Lakes Golf Course in
looks like we
Brooklyn,
are
Michigan.
About 225 yards to the pin.
I still have the golf course. My wife and I do. In fact, last year we had the best year we've had. We've owned it for 34 years, and I still have my farm. I still bale hay. I have cattle. I do the same thing that I did when I was younger. I'm 81 years old now, so they tell me I should get rid of my cows and stuff, but they're a calming influence
looks like
to me,
this may be in the deep stuff.
I take that money. My kids will always be able to have a life that actually my wife and I didn't have as far as being brought up, but it's a great feeling to be able to not owe anybody any money and be able to just live your life, and golf was great to me, and it's all because of golf that I have this. If it hadn't been for golf, I'd have been a heavy equipment driver or a truck driver or something like that. I never only went to college for 1 year, so at that point, I never would have made the kind of money I made playing golf.
This one's for Birdie.
Well, and not just the money you made playing golf, but all of those moments and times and great performances that you gave us, the viewers and the fans of the game, to root for you, root for Lee, root for your brother, root for your success as well, because it was a tremendous career on PGA Tour Champions. And Mike Hill turned that ethic of a dairy farmer, son of a dairy farmer in Michigan, towards the talent that he had to swing a golf club, and you ended up winning more than most people in history on PGA Tour Champions, and a long, long career continues now.
And with that, you will stay at even par.
Thanks so much for spending
2
time
over
with us
for the
today
tournament.
and for everything you've done in the game.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
What is this? Hole number 3.
And it's amazing that I still get autographs. I probably get 10 or 15 a week. And so it shows you that people appreciate golf and your talent. And your candor as well, giving us the unvarnished thoughts about Arnold and Jack and all the others. I'd love to check in with you again someday and see how you're doing and get deeper into some conversation as well, because, Mike, you were in the midst of all of it in the late 60s, early 70s, and all the way through the 90s and 2000s on PGA Tour Champions, a fixture in the game. And the guys like Tommy Bolt and people like that.
Yeah, ended up nice and safe. Still a little work to do, though.
It's been a great life.
We got a lot more to talk about when we start bringing up Thunderbolt and all that. I got some stories from my dad. We will visit again, my friend. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Golf talk you can trust right here. Sirius 208 and XM 92. The biggest songs in country music. From Hank, Dolly, Willie, Strait, and hundreds more. Spanning more than 6 decades. But only one will be the top country song of all time. Sirius XM's top 1,000 country songs of all time. Returning for a limited time. Now through March 2nd on Channel 30. Or download the Sirius XM app to listen outside the car.
I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO of Wesley Financial Group and timeshare cancellation advocate. I was sued by the largest timeshare company in federal court for simply helping people cancel their timeshare that they had been lied to about. The jury sized me up and came back with a verdict after only 20 minutes.
And yes, that'll keep you at even
My
par.
husband and I are more than grateful to everyone at Wesley Financial Group.
Tournament.
You know, thanks to Chuck and his team, we
this
feel
is the
as
fourth
though
hole.
weight has been lifted and we can move on without the worry of a troublesome timeshare.
Whether you owe $10,000 to $250,000 on your timeshare, it's my mission to get you out of your timeshare, eliminate your payments, and get them off your back permanently. And we proudly hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
Want to learn more about getting rid of your troublesome timeshare? Call Wesley Financial Group now for your free consultation. Call 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344. 800-572-3344.
Would you like to hit the ball 20 yards farther off the tee this season? Well, over 700 touring professionals and tens of thousands of amateur golfers are using Super Speed Golf to get huge gains in swing speed.
Well,
the best
can't
part
hit all the
is that
fairways.
the training with Super Speed only takes about 10 minutes, 3 times per week. That's only a half hour a week
Okay, you're
of
kind of
practice to
in
get real
some deep
gains
stuff.
in
This
distance
is the
off
danger
tee.
zone.
Enter the code BREED at checkout on superspeedgolf.com for 10% off your order.
Successful companies know faster growth requires the right tools. If you're doing 1, 10, or hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, NetSuite by Oracle gives a full picture of your business, finance, inventory, HR, customers, and more, all in one place. Over 19,000 companies trust NetSuite, the world's #1 cloud business system. Schedule your free product tour right now and receive your free guide, 7 key strategies to grow your profits at netsuite.com/XM. That's netsuite.com/XM.
There's 156 guys playing every week and only 25 get to move on.
You finished tied for 17th. It's tough luck. Come back next year.
The goal is to get to the tour, to win on tour, and be as good as you can be. That's what's exciting. Guys have putts that change their lives.
The Korn Ferry Tour, only on golf. For more information, head to PGAtour.com.
Coming off a par on the last one. Let's see what happens here.
Welcome back to Mornings with Mar. A man who never stopped thinking about tomorrow is our next guest. When Ted Bishop was first elected Secretary of the PGA of America, he knew he'd become vice president, and then he'd become president. He sought me out. We played golf together at the Senior PGA Championship Pro-Am, and he wanted to tell me about what my dad had meant to him. And from that moment on, I have to tell you that all of my interactions with Ted Bishop were kind of blow your hair back, big ideas rambling out of him, and an agenda to make the PGA of America something different than it had been before. And along with Pete Bavacqua, the two of them really did take that association and turn it from one that was viewed by many as lagging the other golf governing bodies to truly the leader as far as the governing bodies were concerned. From club anchoring to any number of different topics, the initiatives that he put into place and some that he fostered along or nurtured along that were already there have become bedrock mainstays at the PGA of America. Events like the long drive contest, which he resurrected at the PGA Championship, and so many different things like the Deacon Palmer Award given to players who have overcome, to PGA of America members, who have overcome physical or other handicaps in their lives to become tremendous members, named after Arnold Palmer's father. There's so many others. It is a blur, all the things that he packed into his 2-year term as president and his 6-year term as a national officer. You may remember all the stories and the ending of the presidency in an ill-worded tweet to Ian Poulter trying to defend Nick Faldo and doing so in a manner that the PGA of America and many others found to be inappropriate, one that I'm sure, given the chance, he would retract if possible. But that, to me, the ending of the presidency does not diminish all of the things that he did while he was there. He took me under his wing also and gave me the opportunity to see behind the scenes as he was trying to figure out whether he should name Tom Watson as the president of the Ryder Cup. I knew that a couple of years before it was even official. I knew he was struggling with it. I knew that he thought that would be a good idea. I agreed with him. If players couldn't get behind a guy like Tom Watson, they shouldn't be playing for the United States of America to begin with. There were so many things, so many ideas that were on the back burner that have come to the forward burner, that have become part of the PGA of America. We're now going to get a chance to talk about his accomplishments. If you want to read about or think about the tweet, Michael Bamberger just finished a great article on golf.com. Can read it there or read any of the number of the other articles. I'd rather hear from the man himself, who, again, for 6 years allowed me to see behind the scenes at the PGA of America, understand what was going on, and saw myself the evolution of that association to become the leaders in terms of golf associations on the planet. So we welcome to this program the 38th president of the PGA of America, Ted Bishop. Ted, how are you?
Hey, David. I'm great. That's a great introduction. I appreciate all those really kind things that you had to say. And one thing you failed to mention is that I was very pleased and privileged to have nominated your father for the PGA of America Hall of Fame about a year ago. And your dad was a mentor to me. He was someone that had a lot of positive impact on my career. So I was really pleased to see that whole thing came to fruition.
And so was I, and couldn't have been happier that you were the one that put him forward as well. But we're not here to talk about my dad. We're here to talk about your accomplishments and what went on. You always do that. You always change it to my dad or Tom Watson or somebody else. But Ted, there are a number of things, and again, it was you have a style that maybe rubs some people the wrong way, and because you needed an aggressive manner in order to change the association from where it was. But you and Bavacqua ended up doing that, putting the association where it is right now. Can you tell us some of the things that you either came up with or saw as initiatives at the PGA of America that you said, you know what, we need to focus on this and make it more of a priority, that are now still really bedrocks of the association?
Well, I'm going to first start out, and I want to talk a little bit about Pete Bavacqua. I think the first thing that my first official duty as president at the annual meeting in Baltimore in 2012 was to name Pete as the CEO. And, I had been on the hiring committee, and without question, he was clearly the right choice for that job. And, the partnership that he and I had together was just absolutely phenomenal. And I think in everybody's lifetime, whether it's a professional relationship, I guess we'll talk about here, rarely are you in a position where you're working with someone day in and day out who thinks like you do, who has skill sets that offset your weaknesses and vice versa, and you're able to form a team that can be highly productive and get things done. And that was the the relationship, the beauty of the relationship that, Pete and I had for those 2 years when I was the president of the PGA of America. And, he and I talked on a daily basis. And, we bounced ideas off of each other, and we both wanted to elevate the PGA of America. We, I guess you could say, kind of really, truly wanted to take it into the 21st century. And, we were both change agents, and we weren't afraid to make change. And, I had some good ideas. He had some good ideas. We both had some bad ideas from time to time that we bounced off each other. And it was a great checks and balance system. So anything that, got accomplished, during that 2-year period of time, it was a team effort in a lot of regards. And then, of course, the other thing that we, had is we had a board of directors that, supported a lot of these new and different and unconventional ideas that he and I came up with. But, I clearly remember a conversation that Pete and I were having. It was over the holidays in 2013. And, I mean, we had just gotten done with this year in 13, where obviously we had challenged the USGA on the anchoring ban. We had formulated this